2015 Gold Cup is in the books with Mexico being the winner over Jamaica 3-1. If you've seen the game or at least saw the highlights, you know that Guardado is the big man in the game, putting Mexico in the lead with a beautiful, beautiful volley. Up until then, Jamaica probably had some good chances to score early. They even after that had some chances, but I think with the 2-0, the thing was more or less over. Jamaica got the consolation after being 3 down, but in the final, I think overall Mexico was the better team. And for once, there was no refereeing controversy, unlike for the other 2 games of Mexico in the knockout stage. The penalty against Costa Rica was already very contentious. However, the equalizing penalty, I have to repeat, it was absolutely a gift by the referee. This was by no means a penalty. So Mexico was riding its luck, probably was with the help of some referees. But then in the final, at least, I guess, if you know that you cannot do wrong, if I'm really mean here, you know that you can win it, you will easily win. I still don't like the black jerseys of Mexico, but overall, I think in the final they were well. Jamaica could not repeat the upset again. I've watched the highlights now of the USA-Jamaica game as well. Jamaica got 2 quick goals after the US had missed numerous chances. They had numerous chances also to equalize the game. So goalkeeping was kind of a little bit dodgy. But yeah, he kept the balls out, although the US should have scored on 2 goalkeeping errors as well. But still, Jamaica made it to the final, was a great performance, and I'm kind of should vindicate them. I always say that the Copa America, Mexico and Jamaica were playing, and I said Jamaica should not be there, it should be the US. Well, Jamaica finished second in the tournament, so my bad. Jamaica deserved to be there and had a great tournament. Speaking of which, let's look, we have here the overview of the entire tournament, but let's look at the performance indices that I calculated. You see below the video, there's the full table nicely sorted. So we have Mexico being the first place team, then Jamaica, then Panama. However, Jamaica has the highest performance index with 0.919, quite a high one, not as high as for Paraguay and Peru at the Copa America though. The first negative index is the US team, who had a very disappointing Gold Cup. Well, not only did they lose in the semifinal, they also lost the third place playoff, which, yeah, you don't need to put too much into it. Still, not reaching the final was a major disappointment for Jürgen Klinsmann's team. Haiti, of course, and Cuba, very well performed, very high rated performances, as well as Trinidad, kind of expected, and then some negatives. Guatemala being the lowest one, and pretty much deserved so. They were in the group with Cuba, which was clearly seen as the weakest team at this Gold Cup, and they managed to finish below Cuba, so that's why we have the low index here. Honduras, almost similarly, I mean, in a group with Haiti, you should at least manage third place. They did not. Haiti did very well. And Canada, even with the last game at home, could not get anything going for them. Costa Rica is the last team I want to emphasize on. Costa Rica also has a quite negative index, given that they were one of the 3 favorites to win the tournament. They really did not perform well in the group stage. They didn't manage a single win. They put Mexico to the edge, but then lost in extra time to a very contentious penalty. I should add the extra time here. We'll do so in a bit. Well, that's a wrap for the Gold Cup. Just some final thoughts. I think the tournament is shaping up well. I still don't like it as much. A 2-horse race with only the US and Canada actually winning. US and Mexico. Canada actually won it once, but most tournaments have either won by the US or Mexico. It would have been great to see Jamaica win to kind of get a little bit more excitement into the tournament, because the drop after the top 2, even if they don't finish 1 and 2 as they have in the last 2 tournaments, where one was Panama in the final, this one was Jamaica in the final. So one of the 2 usually lets off, but still. It's very much a 2-horse race. You kind of know Mexico or the US are winning it. They're the 2 big nations. So it would have been nice to see a little bit evening out in the CONCACAF region. It will definitely do the overall region good. I'm disappointed, of course, Costa Rica. They had an absolutely amazing World Cup. but they cannot get their act together in the Gold Cup. Same goes probably for Honduras, Panama, all the likes. That, maybe Trinidad to some degree, who actually could spring a surprise. So that's one thought. The other thought concerns the schedule with the double headers. The tournament is kind of distributed all over the United States, and this time also for once Canada, with double headers, which I think is a good idea. It fills the stadiums. You get the fans of 4 different teams, but maybe a little bit more. Choose a little bit less stadiums. Do not only give a city one day in the light of the sun in a way. Also, if you need to have double headers, maybe you could arrange in a way, although with 3 groups it's kind of odd. But I still don't like that the last set of games, which should be played at the same time, is not played at the same time, although there was not that big of a situation here as I had it with the Copa America. And of course, I already said this at the beginning of the tournament, I don't really like how the bracket is set up. We only got 1 repeat this time around because the US played Panama in the 3rd place playoff, which is okay. But the way the bracket is set up is just not right. I think A2 should switch here with C2, and then everything would look much better. Well, that's it. I hope you enjoyed the Gold Cup. I got actually more videos in than I was expecting. And yeah, let's keep it up. I will next post a little bit more on the European qualifiers. I know there's the World Cup draw. I need to do something about that, and I will try to do my best to get something rolling there soon. But I ran quite a simulation of the European qualifier, so we'll do that first. Well, up until next time. Bye.